So what is a Charley horse? Aside from the occasional usage of this phrase to mean a horse owned by Charley, a Charley horse is a traumatic thigh injury resulting in damage to the quadriceps muscle, often due to a sports injury. Perhaps some people use this phrase to indicate any blunt muscular injury, but let's keep it simple. A Charley horse is a fairly common injury in such sports as rugby, karate, football, and curling. Okay, maybe not curling. Blunt muscle injuries are second only to muscle strains as the most common sports injury. Most Charley horse injuries result in immediate pain and swelling at the site of the collision. A bruise may form at the site also. Severe swelling, numbness, and exquisite pain may signify a more serious condition called compartment syndrome. This should be discussed with your doctor. Muscle pain may last up to 2 weeks and may worsen with the use of the injured muscle or limb. A Charley horse injury may cause a person to limp and resist movement of the affected muscle or limb. Strength and range of motion of the injured limb may be reduced. The diagnosis can usually be made after a description of the injury and evaluation of the injured site by your doctor. Occasionally, imaging studies may be required to rule out other complications. Treatment includes rest, ice, compression, and elevation as needed to control symptoms. Medications are rarely needed and should be discussed with your doctor. As a proud former victim of a Charley horse, I can tell you, this injury really stinkin' hurts. So please resist the urge to laugh uncontrollably when your friend falls to the ground with this uncomfortable injury.
Remember, to all you sofa doctors out there, diagnosing or treating anyone based on internet videos is generally a bad idea.